Fight fans all over the world, it's Daddy P with Slap Happy Gorilla. What? Back at it. Listen. Jermell, Charlo, Canelo, Alvarez fight. Hey, man, look. This is one of the bigger fights that's coming up this year. I know that all of the press and everything that's happening with Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford is kind of like, overshadowing a lot of stuff. But this Canelo and Jermell Charlo fight, hey, it has its own little hoopla. And hey, Tszyu is very vocal. Tszyu say, man, y'all go ahead and strip Jermell Charlo. He want his, he want his little, and he want his fame, man, against, hey, I can't blame him. He was supposed to be fighting Jermell, whatever. He was waiting a little bit, trying to stay busy and everything. So I can understand, it's just that, hey, look, man, the man got an opportunity to fight Canelo. So now, hey, Tszyu is saying now that Canelo, he done came and took this from me. Now he on my hit list too. Can you imagine Canelo, Alvarez, and Tszyu? I don't know. It might have a little ring to it, a little storyline. But anyway, Jermell Charlo has the fight with Canelo. And hey, man, who can blame him, for taking that fight? So, Tszyu saying, look, he gonna get whipped. Jermell Charlo gonna get whipped by Canelo. Hey, and I can understand that too because, most of the people that I've seen talking about the fight is giving Canelo the benefit of the doubt. And, saying that, different people saying different things. Like I say, Tszyu say he believes that Charlo go get whipped. And now I'm gonna tell you on the other hand, the Benavidez camp, Jose Benavidez Sr., the dad of Jose Benavidez Jr., and then also, hey, his son was supposed to fight Canelo, and his younger son. So he was a little bit, he been a little salty because it just seemed like to him Canelo just keep, dancing around his son. And Canelo has a belt that WBC right there, 168. His son is like ranked high in the WBC. I think he's supposed to be the next guy. He's like the mandatory for Canelo through the WBC. So, I don't know, man. But Benavidez Sr. is saying that he believes Jermell Charlo could walk away with the fight, could, upset Canelo. So, hey, he a little salty about Canelo dancing around his son, but he ain't hating. He say, hey, he think Jermell Charlo might go ahead and whip Canelo. So, I don't know. It is what it is, man. What was intriguing to me, and the reason why I kind of chose to talk about this topic today is because I saw, I was reading on Boxing Scene. I kind of keep up with sometimes the little daily bread bag with Breadman Edwards, Stephen Edwards. And I really respect him. I really respect him because, not just because he's a boxing coach, but because you could tell he just has a genuine love for the sport. You know what I'm saying? And his take on it, I think it was the one that was published on July the 15th. I believe that was a Saturday. But anyway, something he was saying about the fight, like he didn't just not give Charlo a shot. He says that, hey, you can't just say he's gonna get blowed out of the water altogether, And he says to him, is the size difference is not the biggest thing, because face it, the frame of Jermell Charlo and his walking around weight it might be comfortable for him at 168. But what he was saying was Canelo probably is the more talented guy, and also one of the things about Jermell Charlo, like Jermell Charlo don't have a whole lot of flaws, but one of the flaws that Breadman kind of pointed out is that, man, against like good opponents that he faced, like some of the better opponents he faced, he lost 50% of the rounds. And he ain't lying, man. And when it comes to Brian Castano, and then when he fought Tony Harrison, both of those first fights, man, was like he lost to Tony Harrison because for that very same reason, man. He lost, enough of the rounds for to go to like be a close fight, and he didn't get the benefit of the doubt. And with Castano, it ended up being a draw that first fight, and it was basically because they gave him the benefit of the doubt, man. And I'm gonna tell you this, bro, even those fights where he came back and fought him the second time, it was the KO that kind of like basically won him the fight. He was losing some of those rounds with Tony Harrison in that second fight, but he had dropped him like in round number 2. So, hey, he probably, I don't know if they would have went to the scorecards, they might have gave him the benefit of the doubt because he dropped him. But it ain't matter because he KO'd him, Same thing with Castano. He KO'd Castano the second time, and Breadman Air was his right, man. That KO, like not getting the KO for him when he fights some of the better opponents, man, it could come back to bite him. And Canelo Alvarez is not a fighter that you can, like, especially if you go 12 rounds and you distinctively lose 50% of your rounds. Hey, Canelo Alvarez is not the guy you want to be facing on scorecards, because he get the benefit of the doubt most of the time, And I'm not saying it's going to be unjust. Canelo Alvarez can do some things that, catch the eye of judges, period, In the 10-point must systems, a lot of judges favor him. He has good defense. He has good ring generalship. And those are two things that I think, for the most part, man, gets Canelo over, and then he beats you, man. He finds a way to beat on you that can wear you down, Now, the thing that Breadman Edwards did say is that Jermell Charlo is very conditioned, and I agree. It's in the past, like Canelo has gassed in some fights, where he needs to catch a second win. And those are opportunities for Jermell Charlo to pounce on him, because Jermell Charlo is very conditioned. He's a conditioned fighter. I mean, he can come out there and fight 12 rounds, So, I mean, I don't know, man. So, I can't say for sure. I don't know. I'm not having a pick right now. I'm not going to say either way. I mean, I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't think that the fight is impossible for Jermell Charlo to win. But, I mean, honestly, I do favor Canelo. I mean, right now, I would have to see some things that happen closer to the fight. But, I mean, it just is what it is, But tell me what you think. Tszyu wants his shot at those belts, and he's not getting them. He's not happy. He really wanted to face Jermell Charlo. I mean, either way, yeah, he wanted the belts, but he was really set on fighting Jermell Charlo. So, obviously, yeah, he's a little bit upset. But he say, hey, Canelo win, hands down. Jose Benavidez Sr., he says that Jermell Charlo upsets Canelo. So what do you guys think? Go ahead and drop a comment in the comment section. Slap that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you can be notified every time it go down. This is Daddy P, and I'm up out of there.